Hey, welcome to Synthesis 101. This is going to be just kind of basics about synthesis. Audio synthesis is taking simple waveforms and making them into much more complex musical waveforms. So for example, we start off with something like a basic saw wave, which is exactly what it sounds like. It's literally a saw wave. It's literally telling your speaker to push out and then pull back in really fast, and then push out and pull back in very fast. And we take that waveform and make something much more complex. So we're going to end up somewhere kind of like this. End up somewhere kind of like there, kind of a soft synth, really broad, wide, kind of filling space, reverby kind of sound. So we start off with just a basic saw wave, and most synthesizers come equipped with lots of different kind of oscillators. For example, here's a sine wave sound, or pulse wave modulated, which you can do some weird things with all this stuff. For now, we're just going to be sticking with saw wave. Modify, a ton of different controls for it. Like mix times 2, I think adds like an octave on top. For another octave. Layer even more octaves, make it sound really soft. For now, let's stick with that times 2. Tuning octave up or down by 5 semitones, or a fifth in an octave or whatever. We're gonna leave it at 0. Fine tuning the actual pitch. Volume is self-explanatory. Fatness is basically just chorus and widening. Kind of like it around there. Analog dirt, again, depending upon your synthesizer, may or may not have this. It's kind of like pitch, noise, a little bit of distortion, kind of fuzz. Just enough to hear it. Let's add in another oscillator, and let's use a pulse wave. And I'm going to turn the other volume down so I can hear just this one by itself. Let's do mix times 2, but let's pull it up an octave. So that way it kind of can stick out. And let's add in the other synth as our bass, and then slowly pull in that other oscillator. Cool, we already have a pretty cool sound as it is. Filter, different types of filters. You could do like a band pass. Kind of have like a wah sound. Low pass filter, it just kind of darkens it a little bit. So right now there's pretty much nothing because the cutoff is all the way off. Pull the filter up. Resonance is just kind of where the resonant peaks are of the sound. And of course drive makes it angrier. There's also tons of other filters, tons of different kind of sounds. The filter, if we turn the send all the way up, it'll adjust how much the cutoff changes. We can change how long it takes for that filter to kick in. We can reverse it to make it filter to darker. For our case with like soft synths and ambient synths, we don't really need any of this, so we'll put that at 0. So now we kind of have this slightly softened, really broad, full-sounding synthesizer. LFO, basically it can adjust a bunch of different things with whatever LFO type you want it to be. So it's right now set to a square. Let's put it at BPM of the song, which is fine, and it's going to be adjusting the volume. So the volume will be adjusting at the rate of the BPM positively, because it's set all the way over here, at the rate with a square wave. So we turn the volume down, or the send level down some, so that way the dry quote unquote part of the synth stays. We could go faster. We could do oscillator octave. I don't think we really need any of this for our case of just soft synth ambient stuff, so we can just put that off for now. Volume, this is attack, decay, sustained release controls, but for volume specifically. So we can basically soften the attack of the note by pulling the attack time up. And then how long it takes for the note to die down after we release the key is release. So we can turn up the release. And I just pressed it for an instant there. So if we hold a chord, hear how the sound is really kind of even. Like I don't have to have a sustain pedal, and I have that kind of sustain. Adjust these so that we don't get that kind of wah kind of sound. And we're already at an incredibly great sound. Turn attack off for just now. Arpeggiator, again, we don't really need this for our cases, but if we wanted to, we could make a big, nice, pretty chord and have it arpeggiate with tons of different types of arpeggiation. Yeah, we don't need that for now. Effects, basically normal chorus, reverb, echo kind of thing. Ensemble plus reverb I like, room size all the way up, and add just a bit of reverb to it. Pull the attack up, and we have a big, nice, washy, soft synth. We can darken it even more, pulling down that filter if we wanted to. Maybe pulling the release back just a little bit. And that's the basics about synthesis. It's mostly just about soft synths and kind of developing soft synth sounds and kind of what knobs to pull and what things to do, what to listen for to make a kind of soft synth sound. So I hope this helps. Peace.